These Movies back for another video, and today is the final part of my Power of Nature series of videos where we're looking at disaster films to do with sort of nature, and the film we're going to be looking at today is Volcano, starring Tommy Lee Jones. So this is a nice edition that I've got, so yeah, I'm going to have a look at the edition, talk a bit about the film, a little bit of trivia, facts, this kind of thing on the video today. Just before we start the video, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider hitting that subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you will be informed when I upload a new video. Welcome back to existing subscribers, hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. Please give the video a thumbs up, that really does help out the channel and really do appreciate that. Leave a comment. Have you seen this film? What did you think of it? Yeah, it's great to have interaction on the channel. And you can find me on Instagram as well. I'm over there and I post pictures every now and again and make the odd video. Right, so let's get into having a look at Volcano today. Volcano came out in 1997 and it was a certificate 12 in the UK. It's an action stroke thriller and it ran for 1 hour and 44 minutes. After a minor earthquake in LA, a newly formed volcano erupts from under the city. Initially reluctant and disbelieving, the city officials rushed to the rescue along with a plucky seismologist. The release date in the US was the 25th of April 1997, and this was directed by Mick Jackson. The box office was $122.8 million US dollars, and the budget was $90 million US dollars. Screenplay was by Jerome Armstrong and Billy Ray. Tommy Lee Jones stars as Mike Rourke. Anna Hench as Dr. Amy Barnes. She sadly passed away recently, very tragically. Gabby Hoffman as Kelly Rourke. Keith David as the police lieutenant. Don Cheadle as Emmett Reese. John Corbett as Norman Cadler. Jacqueline Kim as Dr. Jay Cadler. So on to some trivia about the film. The ash that was made mostly of ground newspaper. An elaborate miniaturised portion of the doomed city, which was destroyed as the lava flowed, was constructed inside Hangar No. 1 at the San Bernardino International Airport. This was the second movie of 1997 based on the volcanic eruption. The first one, Dante's Peak, is considered to be a more accurate depiction of volcanic eruptions. Gillian Anderson was considered for the role of Dr. Amy Barnes. The role of Mike Rourke was originally offered to Ed Harris and Bill Pullman. The cell phone that Gator Harris gives Kelly Rourke to talk with her father is a Motorola Dynatac, commonly nicknamed Brick Phone. The cell phone used by Mike Rourke is a Motorola StarTAC, which was the first flip phone. An urban legend, proven false, suggested that in the original draft of the script, the volcano erupting had to do with a superstition involving the Raiders football team returning to Los Angeles. Bruce Willis was also considered for the role of Mike Rourke. Don Cheadle and Keith David both later appeared in Crash in 2004. And finally, at around 32 minutes during the fire at Rancho La Brea, just before the rise of the volcano, can be seen briefly in a wall, George C. Page Museum. It's one of the most important museums of Los Angeles. Okay, so let's get on to the version that I've got here. So this was, I believe, a European release. I think it might have been Italian, if I remember rightly. And it's got a really nice lenticular on here, which if we move it up and down, you can see, here we go, the volcano erupting and spurting lava shooting out the top here. So that's really nice, and obviously you've got the sign of Hollywood at the top, and There's a little bit of lightning as well over here, which is often caused, you know, by ash rising into the clouds and blocking out the sunlight and all this kind of thing. So yeah, it's quite nice to have this effect on the front of the edition. On the side you've got a volcano there, and then on the back it's kind of like a wraparound, and there's Tommy Lee Jones saving his daughter. Which could actually be French, actually. Film Confect. I think that may be a French company. So if we open it up, we've got some nice images here of the Los Angeles skyline. Obviously, you know, with all of the lava heat, you know, that's produced from these things. And, oh, actually, it looks like it's actually a German edition, would you believe? So yeah, I got totally wrong there. I thought it was Italian, thought it was French, and actually it is German. So in the middle there we've got the sort of nice disc art on the disc. Obviously the lava flowing down here into the city. And if we take the disc out, on the back there you've got another image of Tommy Lee Jones with one of the other characters in the film. So yeah, it's quite a nice release, this. Turn it over, you get more of a panoramic view there with the lenticular on the front. So yeah, a nice release of Volcano. So on to the film. My thoughts on it. Yeah, I enjoyed this. It came out, as I said earlier, at the same time as another film called Dante's Peak in 1997, and that starred Pierce Brosnan. Again, that was a very good film. I can see what sort of saying probably that was a little bit more realistic, I suppose, sort of set in a national park, and whereas this is kind of like a volcano that is sort of hidden. To my knowledge, I don't know whether there are any volcanoes in Los Angeles, certainly within the Hollywood area. So I think a lot of dramatisation obviously taking place in this film. But nonetheless, it's still entertaining. You know, it's a typical disaster film. You know, it's not a huge amount of plot to it. You know, it's the usual kind of survival scenario, you know, where obviously you've got the hero, Tommy Lee Jones, trying to save his daughter, and you know, and various people throughout the film get killed. I have to admit, I haven't seen this film for a little while, so I'm kind of going off my memory, but I know there's a lot of good sort of effects in this film. You've got a lot of sort of, say, the lava coming down the city streets. It's you know, a very bright and colourful film. There's a lot of good sort of effects in it. Good sound in it as well. You know, you get I think it's a standard 5.1 Dolby Digital release on this one. But yeah, very entertaining film. Not a huge amount to say about it, but I would highly recommend Volcano, and equally would recommend Dante's Peak. Both you know, very good volcanic sort of films. Yeah, sort of looking at volcanoes, volcanic activity, this kind of thing. And it's often odd with films, you usually find two sort of very similar films tend to come out sort of very similar times. That's happened quite a lot sort of within movie history, and this is no exception here. But yeah, both films equally, I would suggest, you know, a watch if you haven't seen them. You know, they're good entertainment, very much popcorn flick, not to be taken too seriously. But you know, the underlying message in all of these films is to you know, respect nature, and I think sort of going into these films, you know, that's what you should really do. Yeah, the underlying message there is definitely to respect nature. Guys, that was a look at Volcano in the edition that I have. Just give me a little bit of information about it. I hope you enjoyed that. And this sadly comes to the end of my little season of looking at the power of nature films. I mean, there are many more and I have a few more in my collection, but just wanted to give you a snapshot of a few films that I've seen and do have in my collection, and just to kind of just, you know, show the power of nature and what it's capable of. And I think as human beings we sort of need to really respect the planet, you know. And I mean, certainly with this recent heat wave, long spell of dry weather that we've had in the UK, it's a little concerning if you ask me. You know, global warming. I mean, yeah, it's great to have wonderful sunshine and that, but I mean, you know, now officially we are in a drought in the UK. We do desperately need rain. And I also think about the wildlife as well. You know, I mean, you know, birds and animals, they must be really struggling to find water at this time. I mean, it's fine for humans, we can go and turn a tap on, but you know, they've got to find water, you know, in the little dwindling sort of rivers and streams that we have. And you know, you see it on the news, all the fires and have been, you know, seen, and it's kind of worrying if you ask me. And I really do think we should respect nature, whatever it throws at us, you know, whether it be volcanoes, weather systems, hurricanes, tornadoes, you name it, you know, ice, snow. We have to remember that, yeah, you know, we live in a very sort of world that's ever changing in its climate and stuff. And yeah, it's a good thing. Whilst a lot of these films are very much entertainment and really good entertainment, really nice sort of popcorn, you don't have to think too much, I think we should also appreciate and definitely respect the power of nature. Anyway, thanks very much for watching these videos. I hope you enjoyed them. Take care and see you in the next one. Bye now.